Hello, happy Thursday, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me here today. This week is exciting because the brand new catalog is out, and today I'm going to be sharing my top 5 new favorite products that are in the new mini catalog from Stampin' Up! And the new online exclusives. My name is Lori DeGroote from Loritamarie Crafts, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I love to share fun tips, techniques, ideas, inspiration with you to help you take your paper crafting supplies and turn them into beautiful projects. Now, this week has been absolutely crazy. I'm trying to catch my breath here. Of course, it's the first week of school. And so trying to get back in a rhythm and routine with my kids and all the things that are going on. Plus, launch the catalog and have so much fun with this. So it's kind of been a crazy week. So I'm excited for this time with you that we can kind of just walk through some fun new projects and products. And I hope that you have fun kind of crafting along with me and getting some ideas for your own holiday crafting for the next few months coming up. One way to celebrate is that I have my just kind of what I call a catalog launch party that's coming up on September 20th. So it's local in Calgary if you want to come in person, but I always have online options. So if you're anywhere in Canada, I can ship like the party kits to go. And if you are outside of Canada, I have a tutorial option for all the cards that we're going to be making. And so I'm going to show you a little sneak peek of the cards here. Just a heads up, it's not on my website yet, but by the end of today, I will have everything on my website. If you're on my email list, you would have had the email already with all the details. And so I hope that you sign up for my class. My launch parties are my favorite events of the year. It's fun to spoil you and add some extra things in. So you definitely want to sign up and not miss out. So here's a little sneak peek. The goal for these cards is to give you a little feel for some of the new products and get to play around with them. So kind of traditional Christmassy. Then we've got more kind of cute Christmassy. And then this pretty black, white, and gold is new. And then one fall card that we'll be making as well. So lots of fun projects. And if you're in person, there's like games and prizes and all the things. So if you're looking for information, you can just text me or contact me by email if you want. That's kind of what I meant to say. You can email me. And check out on the website by the end of today. I promise it'll all be updated. So let's just get to the crafting. Otherwise, I'll be babbling on forever, and that's not why we're here. So let's come down to the catalog. I can now officially open the inside of this catalog, and we can play around with what's inside. I have 5 projects today for you. And hello, it's my mom's birthday today too, so we can say happy birthday, Mom. Hope she's having a good day. Yes, we can make 5 projects, and I'm going to go through my top 5 favorite new products, and we're also going to be using some other things mixed in. But the reason I picked these top 5 is I think they're going to be versatile. I think you can use them in all sorts of different ways. They're not linked to a specific style or specific look. I think they will fit seamlessly into some things that you already have, and they're just going to augment your holiday crafting. And so that's why I think they're so awesome. So we'll go through them all, and I'll show them in the catalog as I can as well. So the very first one that we're going to do is on page 57 of the mini catalog, and it is called the Patterned Tag Dies. So that's what they look like in the catalog, and you can see a few samples there. And so we're going to start with that one. Let me show you the dies. So this is my favorite new product, number 1. So you get a base tag here, then you get 3 fun designs. I'm going to show you all of those. You get a little like hole cover there and this cute little double bow, which is really fun. So that's the first one. And the second one we're going to be using on these as well, on these tags. And the second one is here on page 15 in your catalog, and it is called can't really see it because it's gold, but Greetings for You Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. If you're looking for an easy way to get sentiments, then you are going to love this set. So you get 3 different designs, 2 of each one, and they just punch out. So they're ephemera. They're a nice thickness too. They're not thin or flimsy, and they're awesome. So this is one design. This is the second one. You can see I've been using a few things here. And this is the third one. So you get 2 sheets of each of these. So, I mean, you can throw these on your cards. You can put these on your tags, on some gift packaging, on tree packaging. I think these are going to be a staple for sure. So those are the two products that we're going to start with. So let's start by making our tags, and we're going to make 3 so that I can show you all of the designs. So it's going to be fun to see how these all cut out and a little bow. All right. So first thing we're going to do is grab some two-tone cardstock. So this is actually my favorite product, number 3. So why did I pick two-tone cardstock? Let me just show you one thing. In the animal catalog, you can see a little bit here. You have two-tone cardstock in every single color that Stampin' Up! Makes. But what makes it a new product is that there are 3 new sets of the like assorted packs that are kind of meant to go along with the scrapbooking products. But what I love about them is that they are perfect to get an assortment of colors so you don't have to buy a whole pack of one color. So there's one called Keeping Traditions, and you get Real Red, Secret Sea, some Old Olive, White Willow, Pool Party, and Cherry Cobbler. So this is meant to go with the Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper. So if you love that Christmas suite, this will go awesome. But obviously you can pull out all these colors, use them in all your holiday crafting, and you get 2 of each color. And then there is a second one that is called, I meant to grab it, but I didn't. Now what is it called? It's called Lovely Florals, and it has good fall colors in it. And then you also have a Halloween one. And then, of course, there's all the current ones that are part of the annual catalog or online exclusive launches. So check out the assortment packs. If you're just getting into two-tone cardstock like me, I don't have every color yet. So I'm just building up a collection as I go along. So I'm going to be starting with Garden Green two-tone cardstock. And I just got to grab my stamp pen and emboss machine. And if you just have the mini, of course, these guys will fit perfectly in your mini. And I'm going to have the light side up for the first round here. And this is kind of the base of your tags. So we're going to cut this one out first. See if I can do it without bumping everything on my desk here. So, oh, apparently not. Okay, so this creates the base, and you can see it has a really nice stitch detail on it. Okay, and then I'm going to turn this over to the darker side, and we're going to cut out this one that has like the little spruce branches. And I've just got my platform 1, plates 1, 2, 3, the die, then a cutting plate on top to run it through the machine. Okay, put that aside. And for this one, just because it's a little detailed, I'm going to grab my little foamy mat here. And then you can just run it through. Kind of pulls out all the pieces. And what I want to point out before I pull everything out is out of all the pieces, you get 2 perfect little bows that we're going to save and use on another tag. So that's really handy. Bonus project. Okay, where's my, I just need to poke it out here. There we go. So there is that first cover. Isn't that fun? So cool. Love it. So we are going to layer these up together. And so I'm just going to use liquid glue and just kind of dab in a few spots. Because we're also going to put our sentiment on, which is going to probably go over some of the cutout pieces and hold everything together. You really don't need that much glue. Okay. So I've got the dark on top with the light peeking through on the back. But of course you can mix and match your colors too, but I'm just going to go green on green for this one. And isn't that fun? All right, so then the easy part about this too is that you can, so there's also this little piece here, which you can cut out. And so I've got that in crumb cake. And put a little glue on that too. And I probably put some around the hole too, but I'm just trying to go a little bit faster than I normally do. Just pull that down. So you've got the basics of your tag right there. And then, right, favorite product number 2, the ephemera. So we'll just pick out the one I want, which is 'Tis the Season, which is great for a tag. And then we'll just flip it over and put some mini dimensionals on there. So you can see how if you wanted to make a little set of tags, this set is going to be so awesome. I love it. I love a good tag set. So cute. Okay, I think I'll make all 3 and then show you how I did the string and the gems once we're all done. So we just do it all the same time. So there's the first one. So then the second one, of course, we're going to do the same base. So I've gone ahead and cut that one out. And to keep with our two-tone cardstock theme, this time I've cut mine out in petal pink. And I want the light side up. And then we are going to grab real red and our machine again. And we're going to cut out the little stripes, which are so fun. I always love the sets that are like, I don't know, like cutesy candy cane stripes. Remember that candy cane suite from a couple years ago? I was obsessed with that suite. So I love this little stripe tag. So we're going to run, I don't even know if I showed you that on the camera. Sorry, here you can see it poking through. There's this one. Normally I try to cut out a few things ahead of time for you guys so that you're not watching, but this week has been nuts. So we're doing it all together today. And then for this one, I want to cut out the bow as well. I forgot. So let's put this on. And this little cute bow, we're going to cut out in Shaded Spruce. So we'll run that one through. So all these products are live. You can get them anytime. You can find the links to shop on my website or just go to stampinup.ca. All right. And then we'll just poke these out. And so this is cute because it's like a little double bow. So you've got this one and you get like a second loop with it. So while we have this out, I am just going to grab a glue dot, or you could use liquid glue again. I'm just going to use my take your pick tool. And then because it's smaller space than a glue dot, I'm kind of going to fold my glue dot up so that you can't see it. And then just match the center up. And then it's going to look like you've got a double looped bow. Isn't that cute? And then let's grab our tag. And it cuts out all those little stripes perfectly. So fun. We'll get our liquid glue on that as well. Just a few. I'm not going to go too crazy. There we go. And we'll pair that up with our petal pink. And then that's kind of that fun, whimsical look there with the pink in there. If you don't like pink on your Christmas stuff, you could just put white as the background. That would look really good too. And then with the liquid glue, you've got a little maneuvering space if you don't have it lined up quite perfect the first time. Okay, so for our sentiment for this one, I'm going to use this big circle that says Merry and Bright. And again, I love how thick they are. Like they're very sturdy. So they're kind of a fun thickness to use. And we'll put these on. Go a little down. And now we'll grab our bow and also put it in a glue dot. And I'm going to set it just below the hole so that I can put the thread or the twine through there. So that's our second one. So now we've got two, showing two of the different styles. So let's go on to the last one. And this one, I want to go like a more fun kind of traditional look. I guess this one's pretty traditional too. We're going to cut the base out. So this time I cut the base out of cherry cobbler, and this is just regular cherry cobbler cardstock. And we're going to cut out this fun detailed one, kind of like poinsettias, I guess. And this time we need, I'm going to use crumb cake as the background. So we'll put this die on. All right. And then again, you can just use your little brush if you want to kind of get all the little pieces out. My craft room is already messy, so I'm just going to add, to the mess. We're going to add to the chaos down here. It needs to be organized. I'm definitely not going to share a before picture. I don't know if you guys want to see the before picture of how chaotic it is down here, but this room needs a little overhaul here before Christmas crafting gets really underway. So I'm going to layer these two up like we did the other ones. So you can see they're meant to go together, but you've got that solid base that you could just use, cut it right out of DSP if you want, and make an even more simple tag. But I love that you have all these different options, and they can, you know, you can stick with the same color theme and have a little set. It's so cute. I can't decide which one's my favorite. So I want to hear which one is your favorite. I mean, they're all cute, right? I feel like the stripes might be my favorite, but at the same time, I don't know if we've seen a design like this one before. Right? Aren't those fun? Love this. Okay, so we remember these two little sprigs that were like bonuses? We're definitely going to make sure to use them. Okay, and I just got glue dots on the end. And we'll just kind of pair them up. And this time we'll grab a more smaller sentiment, and we'll just stick with Merry Christmas. So there's these ones with the little banners cut out. And again, I'm just using mini glue dots for these. Okay. And put that on. I love the gold writing on it. Then it's like embossing, but you didn't have to do the work. Love it, right? So let's see, which one's your favorite? Then if we're going to jazz them up a bit, jazz them up, that's kind of old school. Make them a little fancy. So we've got these awesome, what are these? Traditional sparkling sequins that are in the Traditions of Christmas suite. And so let's see. I've got gold that I'm going to put on this one, and I'll bring this up to the camera so we can see. And I actually put them in the centers of the flowers. And the 'Tis the Season, I'm going to use the green. And even though it's old olive, not garden green, it still actually looks really good. Where do I want that? Put a couple on there. And on the Merry and Bright, I'm going to put a red one in the center of our bow. And then you can put any twine that you want to on it. My favorite new option is this set from the new suite, Modern Christmas, which I'm going to share about in a second. And it's called Black and White and Gold. Black and White and Gold Baker's Twine. So you get the black and gold and the white and gold. And it's kind of feels like a corded trim as opposed to like a linen thread. So it's a little like thicker than say the red and white baker's twine. So I kind of like the texture on that. So you can just loop them through, tie little knots. I'll show you the ones that I already did so that you can kind of see what I did here. So I just looped them through, tied little knots, but so fun. So favorite product number 1, pattern tag size. Number 2, ephemera, the Greetings for You Ephemera Pack. Number 3 is a two-tone cardstock, because just having those options of the light side to work into your crafting, getting a variety of colors, I think it's going to be really great for your holiday crafting and just to build out your supplies and what you can use. And now we're going to go on to another one of my favorite products. I keep mixing the words projects and products. My favorite products. And we're going to make a fall treat favor. And this is so cute. I can't wait to share this one with you. This is going to be my Thanksgiving favor. Once I was done with it, I was like, I am totally going to make these. So this is my favorite product that is called, let's grab the catalog here, Words for the Season Dies. So this is page 51 in the catalog, and you're going to see, you get all these awesome words, and you can see what size they are here. And it's going to take you right through the fall seasons, right? So merry, happy, Christmas, greetings, New Year, Halloween, wishes, autumn, holidays, and then a little banner piece. It is a bundle, so if you like the stamp set, I'm going to see if I can bring it up. So it's got a variety of sentiments in there. If you love the stamp set, I actually just got the dies. So it's a great standalone set as well. And it's such a pretty font. You're going to love it when you see me cut this one out. So we're actually going to make a fall project. So the words I'm going to use are autumn wishes. And we're going to start by making a little bag. I'm going to be featuring the Gathering. I'm testing all my knowledge of all the new names here. Gathering Together. Yes. The bundle is Gathering Moments and the DSP is Gathering Together. So you have to remember. So this is a Gathering Together designer series paper, which is so beautiful. It has champagne foil worked into it and beautiful fall leaf colors. There's actually 3 different sheets with different combinations of colors for the fall leaves. So it's lots of variety. So this one just kind of has the early espresso Cajun craze, but there's one that mixes in crushed curry. And then there's one that also mixes in old olive. So I've already done a YouTube video on this suite, so you can definitely go back and check that one out for some more information on that. But let's start by making our little bag. And I'm starting with a 6x6 piece of paper. Just make sure I got all my directions right here. And I like this pattern because there's not technically any like top or bottom. So no matter which way you score it, it's going to work out fine. So I want to score a little 1/2 inch on the bottom, or whatever's going to be the bottom, and then just turn it 90 degrees, and we're going to score it at 1 inch and 3.5. And then while we have our paper trimmer out, we are going to make a little topper for our bag, and I'm actually going to have this nice early espresso side, and I need it to be 4 1/4, which this is already 4 1/4. And this might sound weird, but 3.5 1/16, because I need it just to be a little bit bigger to fit over the bag. So 3.5 plus 1/16. Then on the 4 1/4 side, so the long side, we are going to score, just have to make sure it is right. Oh, we'll score it in half at 2 1/8. And then we'll turn it to the 3.5 side, and we're going to score it 1/2 inch down each side like this. Okay, so once I burnish it, I'll show you how that ends up looking. So let's start with the base. So we had that 1/2 inch along the bottom. So let's go ahead and fold that up. And then we're going to fold these ones in. So it should kind of look like this. And I don't want this rectangle, and I don't want this one here. So we're just going to use our paper snips to cut those out. So I'm just going to wedge it out a little bit on the bottom and snip it off like so. And then we're going to create a little angle on that one. And then we have to cut out this whole piece here as well. So there we go. And then it's essentially just going to fold up like this. We're going to put the little flap in first, and then this is going to fold over top. So really simple. So I'm just going to run some adhesive down here. I think I will use tear and tape. And I'll just run it down this whole edge. This is on the inside. And I'm going to put a little tear and tape on the inside of this little flap as well. Then we'll take this one off first. And it doesn't have to be tight, tight. It can be a little loose, like maybe come in just a teensy bit from the edge because we're going to put something inside. And then we'll peel this guy off. And then fold that up. And then we essentially have a little pocket. And then let's work on our little topper. Lid, I guess, is the word I want, lid. So we'll burnish these folds. So you can kind of see the fold lines, and then it folds in half. And so the 1/2 inch flaps, we only need one set, right? So we'll cut out one of them. Okay, so we'll cut that out like this, and then the matching on the other side. And we're just going up to the next score line, and then I just trim it off. Okay, so it should look like this. And we're just going to fold it over like this, and then it's going to slip over top, hopefully, of our little box. So this time we want to put, or bag, I guess, we put the tear and tape on the outside of these flaps. So peel those off. Let me go this way. And we'll just seal that up like so. And come on. There we go. And then it just slides over top. So cute. Okay, so now we're going to make a really fun tag. So I got to use these dies, right? So first thing we're going to do is punch a circle that's going to be the base for all of our details. So I'm going to use the plaid pattern from the same DSP. Any circle shape that you've got will do. This is my 2 3/8 circle punch. So we've got that, and then we'll create a few details. So I've got a couple pieces already done. I probably should have done all of them, but so this is the Gathering Moments bundle. I'm going to stamp this flower. This that's not a flower. We're going to stamp this leaf in crushed curry. I've got another one in Cajun Craze. I just wanted to show you how awesome this stamps. It's so pretty, right? And then we're going to need to cut it out with the matching dies. Which again, I should have probably done ahead of time to save us some time, but there's a coordinating die for that. And then while we're at it, while we've got the machine out, let's cut our word. Let's cut our words out at the same time. So I'm going to use Cajun Craze for the words. And my bonus favorite product that you're going to love for this time of year is your adhesive sheets, right? So these come in a big pack of 6 by 12 sheets. You get 12 sheets. It'll last you forever. I've cut, this is a 1-inch piece of cardstock. I've cut this so it's slightly smaller. I find that I like to cut the adhesive sheets just slightly smaller than the cardstock so that the sticky doesn't get on my plates and then causes everything else to be sticky. And then you can just use something pokey to help you start to get the backing off there. And And then we'll just put this on. And adhesive sheets are perfect for things that are teensy tiny that you don't want to fuss with glue on, and it just turns it into a sticker. So we'll put that on, and we are going to do autumn wishes. There it is. Okay, so we've got that. Let's move all this out of the way. Okay, so we'll need to put this on the machine again. We'll cut out our leaf at the same time. Okay, that is the word happy. I was like, that does not look like wishes. It's because it's not. Like a happy autumn. It would have worked. Autumn wishes. There we go. And we'll just run that through. And then we'll create a really fun detail to throw on our little treat packaging. So you could always use a negative if you wanted to use the negative. That looks good. And we have our leaves. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is also grab some twine. So this is the twine that comes in this Gathering Together suite. So you get one thing of early espresso and one of old olive in the same pack. So I'm going to cut 2 of early espresso. And I'm just going to tie kind of big loopy bows. There's 1, 2, and we'll stick them in glue dots. So put one in a glue dot, stick it to the other, and then it's just an easy way to get like a big double bow kind of look. And I'm going to stick it again in a glue dot. And I kind of want it to peek out behind my circle. So just kind of eyeball it. So it's kind of where you want it. And then we'll put some adhesive on our leaves. And again, I'll just kind of eyeball it, see. So it kind of looks like this. And we'll go ahead and put this on with dimensionals. Just got to find the large ones, which are now, oh, they're right there. All good. So it is going to overhang a little bit off the lip. So you kind of want to just kind of note where it ends so that you don't close your little tree packaging up by mistake. Just put a bunch on. And we'll set that on and put our cute little acorn, which is one of my favorite stamps from this set. It's so cute. It is stamped in pecan pie. I found the pecan pie looked better than the early espresso for the little acorn. And now we've got our words. So just imagine you've got these words and you can do Merry Christmas and Season's Greetings and Happy New Year and Happy Halloween. Be good for scrapbooking. Be good for cards. Be good for tags because they're just teensy. And the first letter is separate, just so you know. Then the rest comes out. Now you can see, because they're tiny, why you definitely want to use your adhesive sheets. So definitely want to make sure you've got some of those kicking around. And we're going to start with the A from autumn. And again, you can just use something pokey to help you get started to get the backing off. And hopefully I've got that in the right spot. Just going to go for it. Peel off the backing off this one. Then do the wishes. And this treat packaging fits a little mini chocolate bar. So I tested it out to make sure, like, okay, what am I going to put in this thing? Chocolate. So I have a little, I had a little dairy milk chocolate bar. So it fit perfect. And they're Cadbury Dairy Milks, which are the best. And then wishes. And I find dies like this, the dot of the eye stamps out separately. Well, who wants to do that? Nobody. So that's teensy tiny. So you could grab some gems. These are the new Cajun Craze in gold. And I'm just going to put a gem for the eye. And then let's show you the other one here. You can see now it kind of fills out because it's got the chocolate bar inside. And that slips off. And you can fit your chocolate bar in there. Perfect. And it's going to be so cute to sit on a plate, maybe at Thanksgiving or just to give away. I'm not going to fuss with that right now, but it does slide over just nicely. So words. Okay, now I forget the names of everything. Words for the season dies. That's my other favorite. So we're on to our very last one. And thanks for hanging out with me this long. If you're taking time to, thanks for everyone who's watching live. If you're watching the replay, I really appreciate that as well. I know that it takes time, but it's fun to kind of just sit and relax and do some crafting. And we have one more, and this is a card that we're going to be making this time. And this is from the September online exclusives. So there's this little brochure, but you can go online and look at online exclusives to kind of see what all the new products are. And this is the Modern Christmas Suite Collection. So next week on my live, I'm going to be sharing the whole suite and everything, how it looks. But this week, I wanted to pull out the bundle because I love this bundle, and I'm going to use it in a way this week that looks nothing like this suite to show you a completely different look for it. So here's the bundle. So we'll start with the stamp set, and you've got amazing font. You have a nice big Merry Christmas, which is my favorite thing. 'Tis the season and Be Jolly is smaller, so great for a take. You've got two really fun trees you can stamp. You've got a little star wishing you peace and joy for the inside of a card. And this fun little like garland detail, which would look great behind what could be an ornament. So that's why it's called Ornamental Christmas. So these turn into ornaments. So next week, I'm going to get more into the ornament shapes and how that all works. But this week, I'm going to just use some of the pieces and the trees and make like a super traditional kind of red and green Christmas card, just because it will be so different than the red, than the black and white and gold of the actual suite. But I love this. I love the big shapes. I love the ornaments. I love the trees and the sentiments. So this is my favorite, my other favorite product. So first, we're going to start off by cutting or stamping and cutting out some trees. So again, we're going to grab that two-tone cardstock, which I'm loving. And what I like about this is that I can stamp in garden green on garden green, and it all matches perfectly, right? So I'm going to use the light side to stamp on, and I'm going to stamp in garden green, and we're going to stamp both types of trees. So there's this nice kind of natural looking one, plus this kind of cute one. Just going to grab some blocks here. So we'll cut that one, and I think this guy will fit on here. So I'm just stamping in garden green on garden green, but on the light side. So two of those ones and one of this cute guy. I feel like I'm going to be using this one a lot, like a lot. Don't you just love how it stamps? It's so cute. So fun. Okay, maybe it's just me. I'm a little obsessed with that one. I made like little thank yous with my catalog, and I used that little tree stamp, and it's so cute. Okay, Now we got to cut them out. So platform 1, 2, 3. Take our cardstock. So we've got that, and we've got this guy. This kind of creates like a cone shape, just to kind of keep that modern feel. If I can get it straight. So we'll cut these out. Okay. And I need obviously the other one of this one. Sorry, I know it's zooming in on my arms there when I'm trying to keep that out of the range there. Run this through. And the other thing I love about these dies is the big circle shape that can be an ornament. And so it fits the Merry Christmas inside. So if you're thinking about that, the dies are meant to fit the sentiments, which are pretty awesome. But I'm just going to use it as a background circle, and I'm going to cut it out of some DSP, which I'll show you in a second. This DSP is actually from the Traditions of Christmas DSP, but like the back side, so not the shiny gold side. And it's nice because it's cherry cobbler with these cute little polka dots, but you can see it's got that on the background. Okay, so we've got some of our pieces, and this is just a quick, other than that, it's a quick, simple card. And I'm just going to use a basic white card base, so 5.5 by 8.5, scored in half at 4 1/4. I'm going to use cherry cobbler to keep with the cherry cobbler in the DSP, and this is 5 1/4 by 3.5. Just had to double check. And we'll just put this on seal. So we'll just center that. Then I'm going to put a piece on, oh, first I'll show you the DSP I chose to go with this. So to keep with the super traditional look at this cute gingham piece. This is from the Christmas Tags and More specialty DSP. It's a little 6x6 pack. So I'll definitely be sharing more about this later. But it's got this on the back side. So it's meant to make, it's in the mix and match section. So easy products. And so I'm going to cut a piece that's 3 by 4, which is perfect because I could cut it 3 and then by 4, and then you're not wasting some of those things if you want to keep them. So I've got that piece here, and I'm just going to mat that on a piece of Two-Tone Garden Green cardstock, which is, so this is 4 by 3, and so this is 4 by 3.5. I'll put this guy on next. See if I can see how straight I can be today. You could always put these 3 things on all together first before you put them on your card base. And then if anything's hanging over weird, you could trim it off. Okay, and then that's going to go next. Now we're going to put our circle, which just becomes a grounding point for the rest of the elements of the card. So circles are great for that on cards. Just using dimensionals to kind of separate it out from the background. And I can't decide if I want the dots straight or not. But then we'll attach the trees just with seal. So 1, 2, 3. Start with the outside ones. And then our guy in the middle. And then any sentiment that you want in the center, right? So you could use that ephemera pack, which is so awesome. I want to keep with this stamp set, so I have used the Big Merry Christmas. I wanted to show that to you. And you could cut it out with a die, which I've got here. It kind of covers up a lot of the tree, but this is one of the new die sets. It's cute, right? Or you could fussy cut it out. And then I like to fussy cut out things if I don't want it to be, I don't want it to cover up too much of my card. sometimes it's a great option, but not everybody likes fussy cutting. So you can definitely just cut it out straight or cut it out with a label shape. And I'm just gonna go kind of quickly today and see if we can't get this cut out here. Obviously, I've heat embossed this one in white on crumb cake, but you could just stamp it too, maybe cherry cobbler on white or even on the crumb cake, or stick with the garden green. Let's see, how fast can she go? Okay, something like that. Then we'll put our dimensionals on the back of this guy. And we need some twine, right? Always, I love twine. So remember that fun gold stuff? So I'm going to use a little bit of that. And I'll just kind of like about 10 inches, loop it back and forth, tie it in a bow, stick it in a little circle. It doesn't really matter. Just a little something to kind of tuck behind the words. Let's see, what do I want that to look like? Now I'm going to fuss with it that I said it didn't matter. Or you can go maybe more straight across, would look good too. And let's stick with those fun little sequin gems. And you can make them so that they are part of the Christmas tree. So we could put red, gold, green, and then mix it up, maybe gold, green, and red down there. And they look like little ornaments on your tree. And there is a fun little Christmas card featuring the Ornamental Christmas Bundle. So, whew, that was a lot. Thanks for hanging out and getting some inspiration from some of the new products. So definitely check out my favorites, the Ornamental Christmas Bundle, the Words for the Season dies that you can use for all the different seasons coming up this fall, your Two-Tone Cardstock, which is going to help augment all your projects, the Patterned Tags dies, and the Greetings for You Ephemera Pack. So cute. I think the tags are my favorite. All right. Just come up again here. So thanks so much for hanging out with me today on this busy kickoff to fall this week and kickoff to our holiday crafting season. I'm looking forward to all my classes and events over the fall. So I've got definitely online ones where you can just get a tutorial option. So make sure you're always staying up to date with my email list or checking out my website if you like to find your information that way. And you can always find me on Instagram too. And I'll be back next week with the Modern Christmas Suite. I want to kind of just show off how beautiful that is. It's going to be fun to create with. So thanks so much again for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.